Welcome to Mandarin course. I'm your Professor Jahan, and in this course, I'm going to teach you what is initials, finals, tones, and pinyin. So, if you come here to learn Chinese as a second language, then you have come to the right place. If you want to travel to China, you have come to the right place. If you want to do business with in China, then you have also come to the right place. Or you're going to China as an international student, you have also come to the right place. Anyway, let's start. So what is initial? Initial is the first letter to start a Chinese syllable or character. So there are 23 initials. What is final? So when you have initial and final, you know what is the Chinese character. Don't worry how to pronounce. I'm going to teach you later how to pronounce this. So what are tones? Tone is the pronunciation. That's why a lot of foreigners, when they learn Chinese, they have the Chinese, they doesn't have the Chinese accent, but they have their own accent. That's why they are not very fluent in Chinese. So there are four tones in Chinese. That's why it makes Chinese harder. But English doesn't have any tones. So the first tone is high pitch. The second tone is from low to high. And the third tone is from low to high. Just like when you got surprise. And the fourth tone is from high to low. Ah, just like someone hit you. So what is pinyin? So what is the difference between the right side and the left side? So if you have noticed, there are some English words. That's not English word, that's pinyin. So pinyin is basically for the beginners who are learning Chinese. It makes easier for them to pronounce the Chinese character because they doesn't know how to what is in Chinese. So that's why there's pinyin for them, and it makes easier for them to read that Chinese character. So what you have learned the initial, the first letter to start the Chinese syllable or character, and the final to make a Chinese character. So when you have tone, you know how to pronounce the Chinese character. So as you know, there are 23 initials. So now I'm going to teach you how to pronounce this. D pronounced as po, po. P pronounced as po, po. M pronounced as mo, mo. F pronounced as for, D pronounced as the, T pronounced as th, N pronounced as n, L pronounced as l, G pronounced as g, K pronounced as k, H pronounced as h, J pronounced as g, Q pronounced as chi, X pronounced as C. This one is tricky. ZH pronounced as ch, CH pronounced as ch, SH pronounced as sh, R pronounced as r, Z pronounced as G, C pronounced as S pronounced as Y pronounced as W pronounced as So now you know how to pronounce the initial. So it sounds like bo, po, m, f, d, t, n, l, g, k, h, g, qi, xi, zhi, chi, shi, ri, zi, ci, si, yi, wu. Make sure you practice this. It's very important. So when you move to lesson 1, it will be easier for you how to pronounce the Chinese vocabularies or lessons. What are finals? So there are 24 finals. So A pronounced as a, O pronounced as o, E pronounced as I pronounced as e, U pronounced as woo. U with double dots pronounced as you, you. AI pronounced as I. EI pronounced as A. UI pronounced we. AO pronounced as ow. OU pronounced as O. IU pronounced as ew. IE pronounced as ear. U double dot with E is pronounced as yue. ER pronounced as R. AN pronounced as EN pronounced as they both sound AN and EN pronounced as similar, but then the difference is A and E. IN pronounced as in, UN pronounced as un, U double dot with N pronounced as yun, ANG pronounced as ENG pronounced as again they sound similar, but then the difference is A and E. And ING pronounced as ing, ONG pronounced as ong. So now you know how to pronounce 24 finals. So it goes like A, O, E, U, U, I, E, Yue, Ao, O, U, E, Yue, R, An, In, Un, Yun, Ang, In, Ong. And there are 16 special finals that HI pronounced as Zh, CHI pronounced as Ch, SHI pronounced as Sh, RI pronounced as R, ZI pronounced as T, CI pronounced as T, YI pronounced as Yi, WU pronounced as Wu, YU pronounced as You, YE pronounced as Ye, YUE pronounced as Yue, YUAN pronounced as Yuan, YIN pronounced as Yin, YUN pronounced as Yun, YING pronounced as Ying. So now you know the 16 special finals. So it goes like zhi, chi, shi, ri, zi, ci, yi, wu, yu, ye, yue, yuan, yin, yun, ying. Let's go to the tones. So you know there are 4 tones. So the first tone goes is high pitch, and the second tone is from middle to high, and the third is from low to high, and the fourth is from high to low. So BO start with bo, and the second is bo, and the third is bo, and the fourth is po. For the PO is po. The second one is po. The third tone is po. The fourth tone is po. MO first tone is mo. And the second tone is mo. And the third tone is mo. And the fourth tone is mo. For FO first tone is fo. The second tone is fo. And the third tone is fo. Oh, sorry, the third tone is fo, and the fourth tone is fo. For DE, the first tone is the second tone is the, and the third tone is the, and the fourth tone is the. For TE, the first tone is the, the second tone is the, and the third tone is th, th. The fourth tone is th, th. Ne, the first tone is n, n. The second tone is n, n. And the third tone is th, th. The fourth tone is th, th. Ne, the first tone is n, n. And the second tone is n, n. And the third tone is n, n. And the fourth tone is n, n. For Le, the first tone is l, l. The second tone is l, l. The third tone is l, l. The fourth tone is l, l. For Ri, the first tone is r, r. The second tone is r, r. The third tone is r, r. The fourth tone is r, r. Let's continue the tones. Ge, the first tone is g, g. The second tone is g, g. The third tone is g, g. The fourth tone is g, g. The first tone for Ka is k, k. The second tone is ka, ka. The third tone is ka, ka. The fourth tone is ka, ka. For Ha, the first tone is ha, ha. The second tone is ha, ha. The third tone is ha, ha. The fourth tone is ha, ha. The first tone for Ji is G, G. The second tone is G, G. The third tone is G, G. The fourth tone is G, G. The fifth tone is T, T. For Gi, the first tone is T, T. The second is T, T. And the third tone is T, T. And the fourth is T, T. For Xi, the first tone is C, C. And for the second tone is C, C. And the third tone is C, C. The fourth tone is C, C. The first tone for ZHI is ch, ch. The second tone is ch, ch. The third tone is ch, ch. The fourth tone is ch, ch. The first tone for CHI is ch, ch. The second tone is ch, ch. The third tone is ch, ch. The fourth is ch, ch. The first tone of SHI is sh, sh. The second tone is sh, sh. The third tone is sh, sh. The fourth tone is sh, sh. And for ZI, the first tone is T, T. The second one is T, T. The third tone is T, T. The fourth tone is T, T. First tone for CI is T, T. The second tone is T, T. The third tone is T, T. The fourth tone is T, T. First tone of SI is S, S. The second tone is S, S. The third tone is S, S. Fourth tone is S, S. The first tone of YA is Ya, Ya. The second tone is Ya, Ya. The third tone is Ya, Ya. The fourth tone is Ya, Ya. The first tone of WA is Wa, Wa. The second tone is wa, wa. The third tone is wa, wa. The fourth tone is wa, wa. So these are the pinyin. So if you can read these 5 pinyin, don't worry about the Chinese character. Sorry, don't worry about the Chinese character. So the main purpose of this is if you can read these 5, then you have mastered the Chinese initial, final, and tones. So I'll give you several minutes to practice 1 to 5. Anyway, let's start. The first one is 你好, 你好. Number 2 is 好久不见, 好久不见. The third is 你住在哪里? The fourth is 你能行的, 你能行的. So you must be saying, sir, the last one doesn't have any tones. So in Mandarin there is also a fifth tone, which is slight tone, which is fast and short. The. Number 5 is 相信自己, 相信自己. So if you can read these 5 initial final tones, then you have mastered it, trust me. Make sure you practice the initial final tones. Thank you for listening. I'm looking forward to you for lesson 1.